So it is Wednesday evening and the time is 5:30. You've had an early shower, is that right? Mm-hmm. Now where are you going tonight?
To watch Josie at school.
You're going to watch me at school? You're going to watch a show at school?
Yeah.
Ah. And what do you think it's going to be like?
I don't know.
Do you think it'll be excellent, very poor, mediocre, good, or very good?
Well, I mean, it is kids, so...
What do you So basically your expectations are not that high, is that what you're saying? Yeah. All right, okay. So you haven't got high expectations, but you're going to go up with an open mind. Yeah, that's right. And who are you going to go with?
Mary.
Oh, I think she's got an open mind about it as well. No? Oh dear. Okay. And your other sister called Justina, what's she going to do at the show?
The lights.
Like she was called in at the last minute because they didn't have anybody to do it, wasn't she? She wasn't going to be bothered with doing shows and that, but she's been called in. She only lives locally, so she can help out do lights. Yeah. So you'll have to find out, see later whether the lighting goes well, whether does the spotlight go on and off at the end of a scene and correctly when it goes dark and all that. See if it works properly, won't you? Let me know. Yeah. Okay. Good. And what time does it start?
7 o'clock.
Oh. Are you going to take anything with you? What are you going to take?
Sweets.
You take some sweets. Oh, are you going to share them with Mary? Yeah. And what happened in your mouth today?
How did you know?
Come on, what happened?
My tooth fell out.
Which one? Let's have a look. Which ones have fell out?
That one.
Well, I can't even see one. Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Like
Wait, how did you know?
Oh, it's like halfway down the
Who
back.
told you?
Oh, and that's a baby tooth, was it? Yeah.
Oh, I hope so.
I hope so, yeah, I hope so. Yeah, very good. Okay. Okay. Anything else to report from school today? What happened? Anything interesting? No?
No.
Is everybody good?
Well, somebody got a C4 and got sent to our maths room.
Somebody got a C4 and got sent to the maths room. What's a C4 mean?
Like a detention.
Bad detention and got sent to the maths room to do more maths.
Like to our maths room.
Why is a naughty person sent to your class?
Because the teacher was like a supply teacher for their class and told somebody to go up to get our teacher to send them to our class or something.
Right,
So.
okay. Oh, I know, but is that person a boy or a girl?
A boy.
And are they normally a bit naughty or? Yes. Oh dear me. All right. Anything else? Yeah. And it got a bit cooler today, didn't it? It was like quite an unpleasant start. And it got nice and sunny, been sunny all day, but the wind picked up and it got quite a cold wind, really. So were you okay walking home in the play yard and everything? Yeah. Okay. All right then. Good. Anything else to report? No? What was the favourite lesson today?
Science.
Science. Oh. And what did you do in science?
Just some stuff.
What was the topic?
Rocks.
Rocks. Oh, well that's good, isn't it? Did you about weathering?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and rainwater is what? Slightly acidic, and that's how rocks get weathered a bit. And what other forms of weathering are there?
Well, there's physical weathering,
Mm-hmm.
biological weathering, and chemical weathering.
Yeah.
And
Carry on.
and physical weathering is like, there could be like water which like crashes up against the rocks, and then biological weathering is like plants and animals, and then chemical weathering is like acidic rain and stuff like that.
This is really good. So that's very good. And I've just picked up off my shelf here something that came in the post today. It was a book called Physical Geography for the Basics, 2nd edition. And it's got a section about weathering and erosion. It's got a section about different types of rock. and then weathering, and then it's got physical weathering, as you've just said. And it's got a section about chemical weathering, which you've just been describing. And then it's also got a section, well, it's combined, the biological weathering that you talked about. I think I combined it into the other ones in a way. So yeah. So I sort of said that I've merged it. Said chemical weathering can be assisted by biological action. It's because the vegetation roots release organic acids into the soil, for example, things like that. So I've sort of merged it. But it is interesting that it also can, physical weathering can also be supported by biological actions. I put biological action through roots which force openings in rock, very important. So what I did in this little book, which is just the basics, is I merged the biological bit into the physical and the chemical. But you could, if you wanted to, describe it as a third type. It's perfectly fine to do what you've described, but I decided I'd just merge it because there's elements of both. So that's very good, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. And have you seen that your photograph is in this book? Huh? Do you have to have a look? I think there's a little photo. Very, very small. You couldn't identify that it was you, but you can. We'll just see if we can find it. So it will be in that weathering section. So you've been learning about rock weathering at school today, and you're actually in a book, in a section which is about rock weathering. So I hope you realise that, and I hope that you tell your teacher. So that's a photograph there of the limestone at Malham, and there is Alice. That's Alice standing on it. And so you're actually in a textbook about rock weathering. Your photograph is in it. It's the exact lesson that you've been having today. So you should think about that and say, well, I could tell the teacher that I'm actually in a book about weathering. I'm actually in it. Never mind about, what types of weathering are there. I'm in the book about weathering, the textbook about weather. I'm in it. So you could tell her. You know what I mean? You could be telling her about it. So yeah. What do you think of that? Well done then. All right then. So we'll see you later on, and later on we'll find out what you thought of the show. Okay? Bye-bye. What are your expectations for tonight's show?
Normal.
Oh.
I have no expectations.
Oh. Okay. What have you been doing at school today?
Work.
Oh, was it boring or exciting?
Boring.
What was the best bit?
Did a competition in maths and we lost.
Oh, I thought you won the competition in maths the other day.
That was like the other day. But this time we had to do it in groups.
Oh.
So obviously we lost because groups. So you don't work.
What was the competition that you won the other day?
Right, basically there was a sheet with like questions, but it had like letters on top of it and numbers. So it's like A, and it said like 32, and it had like question on it or whatever it is. And then you had to answer the question, and the answer was a number, and the number was a letter, and then you wrote the letter, and then the letter was a question, and you just had to keep going until you got back to A. And then I did it.
And you did it
Yeah.
for anybody else?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Well, we'll find out later on then what you thought of the show. Okay? So we'll have to get your rating and your feedback. Thank you.
Au revoir.
So Mary and Alice are going into the show. Look, that's the doors. We're going in. Football is on at the same time. After I dropped off Mary and Alice, I went to Morrison's, and there's quite a lot of stuff at Morrison's. Grapes are 40 pence, for example. The sweet clementine 25 pence. Broccoli was all 19 pence, which is organic stuff. Salad tomatoes are 15p for 6. 3 of those. A pack of the white baps. Onions were 14 pence for a bag, and managed to get a couple of those. 14 pence for a bag of onions. The eggs were 50 pence for 12 large free range. The large free range eggs, 53p. And yeah, so I got, how many of them did I get? I got 8. No, is that right? Yeah, I got 8 packs. Of course, 8 12s.
96.
Pardon?
96.
Oh, 96. So I've got 96 eggs. Do you think that's enough? Best before the 16th of February, so I've still got plenty of time. There were some pears reduced, watercress, green beans, pizzas, apple pie. Yeah. And at the co-op, I got this. And it says 26 pence, but I had a voucher 25 pence off vegetables, so it actually cost 1p. So that was 1p. And I also got at the co-op 3 of these, which is pre-made puff pastry. And you can just freeze it. 27 pence. You just like rolls out, and then you can freeze that. So yeah, and then some scones are happening now, I think.